Hey, everybody. Welcome into the studio here at Red Earth Productions. We're glad you joined us for another edition of Youth Baseball Midwest. We've got some good stuff coming up here. Got a great interview with Jake Worrell starting out our series with GameChangerAthletes.org. You don't want to miss it. Great stuff for parents, coaches, and athletes. But we want to first take a few minutes and talk about our social shout-outs. We don't have really anything here today. We're working towards some other things, and we've been putting together our new website, youthbaseballmidwest.com. We're going to have some uplinks there for you to upload video, upload pictures for our social shout-outs. We're going to talk more about that as it comes. But as of Monday, October 5th, we're going to have our Youth Baseball Midwest site up and going. Blogs, information about the show, upcoming events, all that kind of stuff. Plus, we will be adding a new show to our Youth Baseball Midwest agenda here. It's coming up in November. We're going to talk more about that as we get closer to that date, give you the dates that it'll be coming up on our YouTube channel, Youth Baseball Midwest. So be checking out our youthbaseballmidwest.com for more information as that comes available. Last thing I want to talk about here is our good buddies, our good partners over at Game 7 Baseball. This weekend's tournament, October 2nd through the 4th, is sold out over at Grand Slam Ballpark. They're back over off of St. Peter's Howell Road there. Great venue. They're putting that together over there, and we've got 3 venues to finish out the fall season here. You got the Fall Super Regional, October 10th through 11th. If you're still wanting to get in some good baseball there, check that out. Also, October 16th through the 18th, you have the Game 7 Fall Championships 2020. And finishing out the month and the fall season, the Game 7 Monster Mash, October 24th through the 25th. Good baseball still left. Give Dave and Dave a call. Get in there and register your team for a nice fall event there over at Grand Slam Ballpark. So, without further ado, I should say, we're going to get to our interview, and we hope you enjoy. Here you go. Hey, everybody. Welcome inside the studio here at Youth Baseball Midwest. We are finishing up our segments here with Game Changer Athletes, and we have Jake Worrell, who is the executive director of Game Changer Athletes, with us today talking Game Changer Athletes, right?
Let's do it.
We brought it. We're asking him here because we're just been talking about the whole approach. We've gone through the each piece of the program with the athletes, the coaches, parents. We talked with Nolan, and so we just want to talk a little bit. Just highlighted some things here with this. You're the executive director. How'd you get into Game Changer Athletes?
Yeah, so I'll try to shorten it as much as possible. About 2 years ago, I worked at a facility out in Wentzville called the Sports Barn, and know those guys out there really well with the Gators, and I ran their facility for about a year and a half. Loved being around the kids. Loved my job as operations and everything like that. I'm a faith-based person.
Sure.
I believe in Jesus Christ and that he died on the cross for our sins, and I felt like I was missing a piece. I was around kids. I was investing my time. I was doing pitching lessons. But, I'm called as a Christian to spread the gospel of Jesus Christ. And I felt like I could be doing better. Yeah. So I went to the owners and I said, hey, this has been on my heart for a while. I think I want to start a nonprofit organization that partners with you guys. Went through that whole process. I did it. It's called Iron Impact.
Yes.
Still do it a little bit now. Meet with those kids out there about once a week, once every other week, and we go through fellowship groups. So it was fun. It was a great experience. I learned a lot about the nonprofit world, a lot of fundraising. the whole ins and outs. And then I just got to a point in my life financially. I just need to find something a little bit more. My wife and I started having a child who's 15 months now. And I ran into a Westminster dad who's on the board. His name's Rick Sims. He's our board president. I ran into him at a wedding, and we were just catching up, and he asked what I was doing. I said, well, I'm kind of in between jobs right now.
Yeah.
I got my nonprofit that I do, and I told him a little bit about it. He's like, well, that lines pretty well up with what we do, just on a much larger scale, minus the ministry piece. I said, okay. And he's like, our executive director, Rachel, is stepping into a different role, and we're starting to hire or interview. And I said, cool. At the time, I didn't really think about saying, hey, I'll interview for it.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
Seemed maybe a little bigger.
Caught me off guard. I was like, holy cow, sounds like a great opportunity. A couple of weeks went by, I texted Rick. I said, hey, I'd love to interview. And Rachel reached out to me. That was probably January of this year. And we went to a coffee shop, and it was supposed to be an interview, 30, 45 minutes. And we ended up sitting in the coffee shop for like 3.5 hours.
Oh, wow.
And, I talked to her about myself and what I've been doing and the whole interview process. And then we just got talking about this stuff, and something I'm super passionate about, something that I believe in. The reason why I believe I'm put here on this earth is to positively influence the generation younger than me.
Right.
And this gave me a great opportunity to do it. It's not faith-based, but a lot of the core values can be related back.
Sure. Absolutely.
But that's how I got involved as the executive director. And after that first interview with Rachel, we sat down one more time, and then they offered me the job, and here I am. So I started at a horrible time because the pandemic happened, but that is out of my control, and we've talked about that. So
nothing you can do about that.
No, nothing you can do. But here I am, and we're just kind of starting fresh again, because this organization before Game Changer was called Base Foundation, Baseball and Softball Education.
Oh, wow.
We were going to be partnered with the Powerplex.
Yeah.
We still have a relationship with the Powerplex, but we ended up rebranding and kind of redirecting our mission a little bit and going toward more school districts and clubs around the area. So that's when this all was put into place. And that's kind of our mission right now. So
now the Powerplex, is that the one in Hazelwood?
Yeah, the Mills, the old Mills Mall.
Yeah.
So Dan Buck and Dan Murray. Dan Murray is actually on our board as well. Those are the two guys out there that run that facility,
Sure.
and they're doing a great job. Just takes a little bit of time to put a multi-million-dollar facility together. Just a little bit. But those guys are awesome.
Yeah.
And their mission and their view for what they're trying to do with the Powerplex is going to be amazing for the Midwest.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So you guys still going to be part of that with Game Changer in that
Absolutely.
respect? Okay.
Yeah. So we still try to stay connected with them. They still have a couple more things they have to do to kind of get the doors open and get rolling.
And I'm sure
stuff.
they were slowed down by all this
For
too.
sure. Oh yeah. And the whole SandPage stuff didn't help either. But that is what it is. It's out of everyone's control. But yeah, when they get rolling, we'll probably honestly have an office out there.
Awesome.
And we'll run workshops and stuff out of there. So we're pretty excited to get that one rolling too at some point.
So in here, in your Who Are We page, it says what we do. We utilize sports to develop game changer athletes as leaders and teammates who will make a lasting impact in the game and on the game and in the world. Mm-hmm. So tell us a little bit about that statement. That's a broad statement, right?
Yeah, it's a pretty broad statement. I think it really just comes down to that, the kids' lives, the athletes' lives that we're investing in is much more than just sports.
Right.
We're here to invest our time. We want to invest our time because we believe in what we're doing to grow and develop these individuals for life later on.
Yeah.
To be in roles like yourself, or to be in a leadership role at a big organization or something like that. It could be the president of the United States. You never know.
You never know.
Yeah, you never
That's
know.
Right.
So, there are not a lot of organizations out there that are taking the time to really invest into the younger generation. And we feel like we're led to do that, obviously.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what that statement is saying, is it's much more than just sports. You learn a heck of a lot from sports, but you can learn a heck of a lot about yourself and the life lessons that we talk about. And that's kind of what that statement means.
And I love that thought process, because that was, when Red Earth Productions, we started into doing youth baseball Midwest. It was always just about the kids and
For sure.
and really just having some fun,
Yeah.
talking to the kids,
Yeah.
presenting a positive thought process of positive impact.
Love that.
What's going on
Yep.
with youth baseball.
Yeah.
These kids are out knocking the ball around,
Yeah.
having some fun. What can we do? And then as it's grown and whatnot, we've been able to talk to a lot of people. And here we are sitting here talking with your organization. And to me, that's the experience of it, is moving things forward in that way, talking to people who are having a positive impact
For sure.
on the community,
Yeah.
because I believe that's what is necessary. As you said, you never know. Somebody may be a president or
Yeah. Someone in high power. Sure.
exactly, a mayor,
Yeah.
city council person. You're building your own business. You go in, you become a city councilman,
Yep.
city councilwoman, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
And this, to me, is why we do these things,
100%.
because we bring awareness to what's happening, and to your program, between parents, coaches, and athletes, everybody working together to create this opportunity for growth, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And, we remind ourselves constantly that, we're not going to positively influence or affect everyone that we come in touch with.
Yeah, I understand.
But it's just the few.
Yep.
It's just the few that are on the verge of what we like to call waking up and understanding it, understanding their core, who they are, why it matters, and what's important to them. So that, that's the mindset we kind of have is we're not gonna affect everyone, but we're gonna put it out there, and the kids that really grasp and cling to it are the ones that we're gonna spend a lot of time with, and really hit home with them on what we're trying to get across here at Game Changer Athletes. So.
Well, you say, here in why do we do this? Here's the question. And just to your point, but we believe in the power of an athlete-driven approach to personal growth and human development.
Yeah.
You got an athlete, but you're talking about personal growth and human development.
Yeah.
That has really nothing to do in the sense of athleticism.
No.
You're talking about the individual, the person themselves, and just them as a human being.
Yeah, absolutely. We talk a lot about student athletes and working with people that are just involved in sports. And that's not the case. We a couple of school districts we're a part of, we're involved with their leadership council too. So kids that aren't in sports, they're just part of the student body there. They go to class every day. But yeah, the athlete-driven approach or the student athlete-driven approach is what we're taking. And we said it a couple times in a couple of our sessions earlier was giving the athlete their voice. Asking good questions, getting them to talk. And you're not just up there preaching and slamming information, building relationships down their throat, and they're not saying anything. They're not going to get anything out of that. So it's all about asking good questions, getting them a little bit uncomfortable, because when you're uncomfortable, I said it a million times, you're growing.
Right.
When you're put in uncomfortable positions, you're growing, you're challenging yourself, and that's kind of what we're all about a little bit. So.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good. So as we finish up this segment here, okay, you talk about, how do we do this? And you say you have here facilitators. Our facilitators engage Game Changer athletes. Each session is designed to develop the skills athletes need to solve real-life issues and problems with the guidance of our facilitators. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, so, right now, as we're small organization, the facilitators are us.
Right.
It's myself, it's Nolan, it's Rachel. But obviously, when we get to a bigger scale, we'll have certified facilitators going around to the schools and doing workshops and stuff. But that's kind of our approach a little bit. Sorry, I had a blank space there.
That's all right.
What I was going to say.
It happens. I understand, brother.
Yeah,
we're talking about the solving the real life, the
Yeah, yeah.
facilitator, the role of that.
Yeah, so and that's where these 10 strengths kind of come into play. It's not just 100% of our conversation talking about the sport or what happened in this scenario or what you can learn from this scenario, but it's also what's happening at home too.
Right.
What's going on at home. And that's a difficult conversation because a lot of kids don't want to open up about that. But the good questions that you can ask to get them to open up about that kind of stuff and talk about it, the more comfortable they're going to get, the more open they're going to get, and the more you're going to get across on real life issues and those transferable life skills that we've been talking about. So
solving real life problems.
Yeah.
Because in the end, we're at some point our sports career will end.
Yeah. Oh, for
it
sure.
may end at 9 years old. You never know.
Yeah, that's right. It sucks. Yeah.
But it will. And, it may be that choice. I just don't want to play baseball.
Yeah.
But there is still opportunity here. I love the fact that you guys are doing that with the leadership groups.
Yeah.
Is that like student body?
Yeah.
Things like that? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
That's
not,
awesome.
obviously, it's not every kid in the student body because some of the
Sure.
schools we're a part of, they got like 1,500 kids there. But
Like but student body leadership, I should say,
Yeah.
president and things like
for
that.
sure, yeah,
leadership
it's people
groups.
that are put in leadership positions or the captains of their teams too. We may not meet with every individual on a team, but we'll meet with the captains on the team,
That's awesome.
and they'll obviously go and translate it to their team and in a sports atmosphere and things like that. So, yeah, it's really cool stuff that we're trying to do. Obviously, we're small, and we're trying to grow, get our name out there, get our brand out there, and help people understand that we're here to just help the youth sports and just the youth community through school, through club sports, and things like that. So
Very good. Very
Yeah.
good. Folks, go to GameChangerAthletes.org. Read the website. I read the whole website. There's a lot of great information there.
there's a lot of content
There really
on there.
is.
Yeah.
And Jake, thanks for coming on.
Yeah, Brian, I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much.
Appreciate your time. Appreciate
Yeah.
what you're doing.
Thank you, man.
You
Absolutely.
and your group and Nolan. So, guys, until next time, we'll see you.